Hi, everyone. I want to tell you just a little bit about my new book, Disability and Anecdotal Field Guide for the Rest of Us. Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. My name is Tracy Lydia Garner, and I want to just take a little time out to tell you about my new book, Disability and Anecdotal Field Guide for the Rest of Us. In my new book, I'm covering several different topics through chapters where I give you advice on confronting some of the same challenges that I myself has faced as a person with a disability. I'm so excited about this new book because it is an opportunity for me to really examine some of the things that I've been through, some of the hurdles that I have seen and really gotten over just by sticking to it. So I think that you navigate life with a standard set of check boxes: get a good job, finish school, not in that order, finish school, get a good job, find the right person, have long-term care, get a pension, and really, pursue your life with passion and vigor. And sometimes as a person with disability, you're trying to do that, but sometimes you don't have the support that you need, or there's a long list of types of barriers that keep you from fully engaging and participating in your world. And so in my new book, I've really tried to examine some of those things that hold you back, or try to, because you're going to make it, you're going to be successful. But there are notes and observances that I've done along the way for my own journey in order to document them and to help you. And this new book covers several different topics, from employment, mental and physical health, to caregiving, to transportation, deciding to drive, or living in an area where you can get any type of transit that you need, making decisions and being okay with the choices that you've made, and also adapting to things when they don't quite go your way. One of the chapters that I have is advocacy, and in that chapter I talk about finding your voice and finding things that resonate with you, and those things that you care about and that you have experienced will give you a unique perspective in order to tell others and have a good story to tell them, in order to compel them to think alongside the way that you're thinking, not necessarily think exactly like you, but think in a way that they feel that they can make policy and legislative decisions that affect your life. And they need to hear from more people like us so that they can understand how whatever they've decided, whatever laws they have enacted, has really impeded an opportunity for us to be more inclusive and for us to have a chance and take part. And so I talk about those things. I call my book really the Cliff Notes. We all remember the Cliff Notes for Romeo and Juliet and other really hard to understand literature. Well, these are my Cliff Notes about all of the topics that I mentioned: mental health, disability, recreation, even emergency preparedness, like I said, because there are going to be emergencies, not just natural disasters, but the emergencies of, losing caregiver support if you need that. Not having the things that you need, such as good transportation in your area, wherever you live. This is also part of contingency plans that you need to make and that you need to be equipped for. I have got your back. It won't always be easy, the things that you have to confront as a person with a disability, but it'll totally be worth it. You'll learn to adapt, and you'll learn to really move fluidly through life and confront challenges. All of the chapters really meant to give you what I went through. Number one, what are the issues? Sometimes what do others think? What are societal views that are held and deeply rooted in our society that prevent us from moving forward? And then really how overcoming that, how dealing with that, because not everything you may not be able to overcome, but you can find a way that you can still be successful, and that is a type of overcoming for you. And all of those things that are going to make up your life, I'm trying to tackle. They're going to make a difference in how successful you're going to be. So like I said, they're the Cliff Notes, quick anecdotal advice, and you have to take some and leave some. Some of the things are going to work for you. Some of the things might not work for you, but what is really important, what I've learned, it is important and it is really vital to have all of the ideas, and you put all the ideas into a big pot and you kind of pick and choose, trying out each one, at least giving it a try at least once to see if it's going to work for you and to see if there may be other ideas that come along as a result. You take one idea and you have it, and then you say, well, it doesn't quite work like that, but if I tweak it just a little bit, it can work and you can be successful. So there have been things that you may have built upon, that somebody gave you the idea for something, and then you just built upon that and you really tailored it to how you needed it to work. One of the final things I want to just ask of anyone watching this video and anyone who reads the book, share it with a person with a disability, share it with a parent of a child with special needs. I also have in the book a section that's kind of a manifesto for how parents can help and support their children with disabilities. And I hope that each of the categories, employment, caregiving, housing, recreation, mental health, through all of those topics, that you can begin to have a conversation with your young person, your youth, or your child with a disability, that you can talk about how can you advocate more? What is the ideal community that you would want to live in? Well, maybe we can't get exactly that, but maybe you can still live independently with these kinds of supports, or a roommate, or other ways we can still make what you desire and what you want happen. Can you give a 3-minute testimonial in front of some government officials about how a policy that they are thinking about instituting is affecting your life? Can you tell them why it shouldn't be and how it prevents and promotes further barriers for you in your life? These are the topics and the conversations I would love to hear that you are having with your family, and how they can support this person, this loved one that you have, or this relative, or even these people at the group facility that you work at, or the organization, advocacy organization where you do great work and ensure that people with disabilities are all protected and are also getting access to the things that they desire. I'm talking about it all. But my invitation, as I mentioned, was for you to come along and also contribute a chapter for Book 2, Volume 2. This is Volume 1. It says it on the cover. There may be some subjects that I haven't touched on. In Book 2, Volume 2, I want you to contribute. I want that book to be made up of stories from all kinds of different people. I may contribute a chapter or not. I may have so much input and so many people submitting chapters, which is what I want, that I won't need to do anything but edit and really kind of curate the book. So going forward, I can't wait for the second book to be developed. Hopefully we can start sometime next year. And I hope that you will be a contributor, telling me the stories, much like the order in which I put them, with the story, with the issue and what happened, and then how you solved each one, and then what you did to meet the challenge and be successful. And don't forget, in my book, I also have key takeaways, but also take action. At the end of each chapter, I'm listing ways that you can take action on the very subject that I spoke about in that chapter. So it is going to be a fun, interactive project that I am really excited about, and I can't wait to read the stories of others. Be sure to visit tracygarner.com, where I have more resources, a totally dedicated page for this book on the website, and then the submission guidelines if you want to contribute your stories, help others, as I am hoping to do with writing this book, but going forward for the next chapter. Maybe we'll have a whole collection of field guides for people to look at and to reference. That's my real hope, is that this would be a book of reference, that whatever issue you confront, you can go to the chapter, find the resources, and get the anecdotal advice that you need to make a decision. So thanks so much for listening to this little session about my new book, and be sure to get it where books are sold and right here from the website. Take care, have a great day, and thanks so much for your support. Disability and Anecdotal Field Guide for the Rest of Us is available now.